Youth Services Assistant over at the Republic Branch Library, here for this week's selections. Good to see you.
Hi, it's good to see you too.
I'm delighted to have you on. All right, so you've brought us three selections. They appear to be kind of quite different in a lot of ways. Let's start with the first one. We're going to start with the one over on the left, correct here, If the Boot Fits. What's that one about?
So all three of our books, they're all big feelings books. That's why I brought them. That's what I like to read is books
Big feelings
yes,
books.
books with big feelings.
Gotcha.
So this first one, If the Boot Fits by Rebecca Weatherspoon, is a romance title.
It's what it looks like based on the cover.
Right, that cowboy.
It has that look about it, you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Sam Pleasant, he lives on a ranch and he is a cowboy, but he's also an Oscar-winning celebrity.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah. And he meets, beautiful, curvaceous Amanda McQueen at an Oscar after party where he's just won his first, award. And they go together and they spend the night, and their bags get mixed up. So she takes home his Oscar, and it becomes this little bit of a Cinderella retelling. She takes home his glass slipper, and then they have to return it and reconnect and realize,
of course they
we had more than just this one night together. The thing that I liked about it, this book sold me on romance as a whole genre.
Really?
I was not into romance until I read this one.
Is it a fun book? It sounds like a fun story.
Yes, it's a really, really fun book, but they're also real people with real problems, despite this kind of high level
Oscars and
being a cowboy and a celebrity, right? Yeah,
wow.
Amanda and Sam Pleasant both feel like real people with a real obstacles to their relationship, and they don't. You're not just waiting for them to kiss and get it over with.
Right. Well, I've known people who have written romance novels, and I think it used to be very formulaic, and I think it's not that way anymore. I think it's much more down to earth, and it's just more of a real person story. Interesting. Yes. Okay. The next one you have is This Place 150 Years. I'm going to let you say the name of this author.
Okay.
Because I'll butcher that thing. Yeah.
No, that's okay. This is actually a collection of short stories. They're all in graphic novel format. They're all comics. The thing that brings them all together is they are all told by indigenous authors and writers, and they are stories of post-apocalypse.
Of course.
You notice the cover looks really sci-fi with the globe in the background, but they're ordered chronologically starting with 1850, because the forward sort of positions these stories as indigenous people have been dealing with apocalypse since first contact. So then the stories go all the way from 1850 to the story at the end, which is set in the future, and this is the book of these three I cried the most reading.
Really?
Yes,
really?
This comic book. It's actually in our teen section even, but it's sort of nonfiction adjacent, so there's stuff here for everybody.
Well, when I picked this one up, I could tell when I opened it that it is absolutely full of illustrations, and which in and of itself would make you stop and really kind of look twice at,
Yeah.
So it looks like it's going to be, a really interesting read for anybody who's into this sort of a story.
Yes.
Okay, let me see if I can set this back up here and not tip it over. And finally, our last selection is, I have my list here, The Luminous Dead. Now that sounds like something Conrad would bring us.
Yes, definitely. The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling. It's it's like a sci-fi horror novel. They're on a distant planet. The only economy there is mining, and the kind of perspective character Geyer, she's taken this job and it pays way more, and she's going to be able to get off planet with all that money. But of course, there's something fishy about the job.
Of course, there's something that's going to
both
send us right off track. Yeah.
She and the woman who hired her both have secrets that they're keeping from each other. And as the book kind of goes on, you realize, I realized. That even though it's set in these caves in an alien planet, it's actually a haunted house story.
Okay.
They're peeling back these sort of secrets they're keeping from each other and the trauma, and there's definitely ghosts in this cave,
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
I was just, and for fans of romance, it also has a pretty happy ending for a horror book.
That just goes to show you all of the things you can find at the library. And you have to pay a dime. You just get your library card and you log on and you put it on hold and you go and get it. Audiobooks, all sorts of things. So thelibrary.org is your website. There are always classes, different things going on over there. Iggy Howell, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Joy.
Great selections. Love that. All right.